want to talk about mindset, my mindset. And my goodness, it is a lot going on. I just need you to tune in and tap in and tell me if you've been on this type of wave before. Here we go. Hey, it's your health and wellness coach, Marisha here of MBody Fitness, checking in. And I am relaxing, maxing with my LaFayesCreations. If you've never followed me before, I am a creator of many avenues, and earrings is one of my things. It's been a minute. It's been a short minute. I feel like it's been a long minute, but it's been a short minute. Or maybe it's been a long minute. I don't know. But anywho, I hope you're well. Quick disclaimer. Yawn says, what's good? So I always make a space. Let me move over a little bit more for her. Yawn is here. Okay, if you don't know who Yawn is the ascended master, plural, masters. They like to chime in. And if you're not spiritual, I'm so sorry for you. Have a great evening, day. But I am. But when I yawn, I feel like they all coming into the room. So many of my videos, I've yawned a gazillion times. And initially used to blame it on being dehydrated, but it ain't that either. But anywho, I want to talk about mindset. My mindset on this journey. Let me give you a quick recap if you have not been here before. Again, I am Marisha, and I'm a health and wellness consultant and coach. And for the last, let's say the last time I ate something hot, y'all gonna interrupt if you're new to this channel, okay? Y'all will interrupt, and I'm okay with that, and you'll be okay with that. The last time I had something hot, cooked, and I'm not talking about dehydrated cooked, I'm talking about hotter temperatures, was December 24th? Yeah, I believe it was December 24th. I just looked at an old video. And here we are, it's April. Whew! All right, y'all, come on in the room, y'all, come on. And I have been on a roller coaster of good things. So I was rolling into, let's see, end of December, I started eating live and raw. And then I rolled into fruits. Prior to that, it was from November to November, beginning, almost all of November, like November 5th, I did no salt, oil, flour, sugar, moved into the live and raw, and then I did just fruits, and then I juiced. I think Spirit is excited that I'm talking about this. I'm excited too. I rolled into juicing for 60 days. Then I rolled into eating mono fruit, just red seeded grapes only for 30 days. And now I'm eating live and raw mostly. And it's some food that I've dehydrated. That's why I said before with the heat of the dehydrated is different from the heat of the actual, whatever you want to call it, deep fry, oven, baked, all of that stuff, right? So it's been a whirlwind of newness happening, okay? And I have released a lot of weight, and that was not the ultimate goal of this journey. It's cool that it happened. It was great to experience this, right? I've never been as small as I possibly still am. I weighed myself once I completed the 30 days of the grapes, and I took pictures of myself and I compared my pictures. I'm not posting them because again, this is for only my eyes. I think it's disheartening, but it's reality for a lot of people to look at these kind of pictures and compare, which is something I've removed myself from doing, even if it's comparing yourself, because in your 20s, you're different from your body is different than it was in your 30s. If you have children, all of these things you have to, put together, and people don't do that. And I used to do that really heavily. I'm like, dang, I used to look. So when I was doing in my 20s and I was banging out looking like this, I'm like, oh, I was teaching dance for 6 days. Duh. I'm not doing that in my 30s. Okay, so back to this weight thing. The goal wasn't to release a lot of weight, but I did. I wanted to release a lot of waste. Y'all, come on. Thank you. And you can always gain the weight back. I know. I've had to at least put at least 10. At least. But see, that's in my head. And this is why I'm talking about the mindset tonight. It's in my head that I'm thinking this. I have not gotten on the scale. I don't want to. I may get on the scale at the end of this month. I have to yawn again. Woo! Come on, spirit people. I will get on the scale at the end of the month. I will take pictures of myself to see the progress. I will show pictures as I progress back to where I feel comfortable. Not to say that I'm not comfortable in this small space here. Yeah, so I released a lot of weight to where the point I was like hugging myself because I like to show myself love. And I felt my rib one time of one of these hugs, and I felt like my backbone. I'm like, wait, that's my shirt? What was that? Me? What's that? That's my bag? I was like, oh, that's me? Oh, okay. So that was an experience because I've always been that big girl, right? And people play with words growing up. And even when they mean well, they're still insulting, right? Oh, girl, you could eat for your da 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 da, and I'd rather clothe you than feed you type energy. So I've always been that girl. So to be as small as I was, and people concerned that now I'm too small, like, am I sick? And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing, not even to keep from crying, but I'm laughing just concerned that, I mean, obviously, it's going to always be two sides to every coin, right? You're going to have those people who say blah, blah, blah on this side. And you're going to have people who say blah, blah, blah on this side. It's never going to, you're always going to teeter-totter wherever you go. So it's been a journey. I started, now I'm eating, right? And it's still a challenge with eating now because the mindset, right? Here we go with what I wanted to really talk about. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of avenues, right? And I'm going to try to focus on maybe one or two of them. One of them I want to focus on is the emotion with food, right? Now you're excited that you can introduce, I'm excited. Let me speak about myself. I'm excited that I can introduce food back into my mouth, my body, outside of grapes. I love me some grapes, but over and under the bridge with those things, okay? I'll eat some, but I'm over them. And in my head, I'm like, all right, bet. I'm looking, I first said this month I would be, excuse me, I would be freestyling. But then I felt overwhelmed in my head. Excuse me. I felt overwhelmed in my head. I was just like, got so many ideas going on. I'm like, shoot your shot, Rich. Which one you gonna do? Who? I'm going like this. I'm like, dang. All right, let me flip a coin and pick up one of these raw books that I got. And let me see. Let me get influence from one of them. Let me see if I could work with something. And I did that. So that helped calm me down a little bit initially with the start of eating again. Because I was so hungry that I didn't even know what to do. I bought a lot of vegetables, I bought a lot of botanical fruits, a lot of fruits, and overspent, over budget, and all of these things tie into, I feel like, going back to overeating, right? Because me going over budget also messed up a little bit of where my other priorities, where my monies should have gone, right? So I'm just like, oh, sit your ass down. And now let's get this together, because I know this is me talking to me. I know it wasn't intentional, but see, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. And I was like, dang. All right, bet. So I'm gonna make it the best with everything that I got, and I ain't ain't gonna spend no more money for nothing. Nothing else. So that's another habit I'm unlearning, because it's just like, why are we getting so much when you can go back to the store? You can, you can get it another time. You don't have to get everything this one time. But even with a plan, I walked into the store with a list, but I was so excited to see, in this international market, this item. And then this, I'm like, dang, maybe I should get that. And I could get something else and make these things. But I am not going to do that anymore. I am going to stick to the list, which I normally do. But I'm not going to get any extra items. I'm going to only stick to the list and make whatever I'm making for the duration of those 7 days or 14 days and shoot my shot in my kitchen. I'm not going to do any other, anything else. So I was overwhelmed with that, with the food shopping, which then, again, brought me back to being overwhelmed at home. So then I bought an ebook to assist me with making something. I passed that hurdle. And now I'm also, my mindset is also on, I'm thinking I'm the same weight. I'm the same person. I'm not here with this body yet. Like, I see it. I'm experiencing, the being the small with my clothes. I mean, I'm swimming in my clothes. Most of them, especially like my jeans. And ladies, fellas, maybe fellas you can relate to. But when you get the jeans, when they so big, you got the sweatpants booty in your jeans, like that straight, like my I can't pull them anymore. I'll have that bulky look in the front of my jeans if I pull them anymore, right? And then now we're in the season, we're changing, so I don't really even want to wear jeans right now. I don't even know, I haven't worn a dress yet, actually, since I've been on this journey, come to think of it. So, but a dress is easy to manipulate. So my mindset is, I'm still the original weight that I was at before I started this journey. And I look at my clothes like that way too. So when I put them on, there's certain items that I wear on a regular, and then there's certain items that I don't. So then when I'm picking these items up that I don't wear on a regular, I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna look good on me. My leggings are baggy on me. My leggings, some of my favorite leggings. But again, I'm gonna see how, I'm not gonna throw anything out, because over the duration of the next few months, I will be putting I know I'll put at least 10 or 15 pounds on. So I'll be closer to fitting my stuff a little better. And I'm working out to help build the muscle up too. So, But yeah, the mindset is not there yet, which then now folds into the bonus part, which is um it's nothing crazy. Um so the mindset is thinking I'm still that weight, and I'm thinking I can eat that way too. So whew, thank you, Yawn. Um, I be trying to make like 5,000 meals, but eating a little of them. So I'm like, dang, I don't want this to go to waste. But let me make this. Oh, let me make that for this. Oh, and I'm like, I'm looking at the next, like even today. I had leftovers of a meal from yesterday, and then I was like, oh, okay, I can have this as like a early snack lunch. Nope. What I ate has fulfilled me for the day until tomorrow. But I also want to say I start my day water, like infused water. So I have like clove and ginger water, and then I have a smoothie, and then I have fruit, right? And it's like a little gaps between these. The liquid's no gaps because it's liquid, really. The only it's like maybe a 10-minute gap because I'm making it, but it's not really a gap between it. Now between the liquids and the solids, yeah. So the water, the smoothie, then the fruit, and I was what do you want to call this thing? I did have like there was a raw snack I had while I was making my meal. So that does add to that too, right? And I already knew that in that moment. I was just like, but again in my head, I'm like, yeah, I could bust this down, eat this, have this little bit of like I'm calling it the appetizer, and then I'll be good. And it wasn't even like that. So, it's just it's a it's a bittersweet thing because it's like I'm still attached to obviously who I was. Because every new day you are not you are new, right? You're not who you were in any dimension. Like you look familiar, yes, but you are not the person you were a minute, a second, a month, a year, whatever ago, right? Ago. Did I say that right? Yeah. You weren't that person. You're not that person now. So, um I'm having that experience right now with accepting the newness because I'm still also emotionally binded with, I can tell there's an emotional um, trauma bond with the food still because of me trying to eat all of it. And then also, um, I don't even know how to word it, but it's just um, like what void am I trying to fulfill? What am I not dealing with, right? So some of these habits are creeping. That's what I keep telling people. It's beyond food when you're healing. The food is the start of the journey because that's what's triggering or whatever it is that you are doing. Smoking, drinking, whatever. That is plays a negative aspect on you and your body. That is the gateway. That's the opening of the gateway of what you really need to deal with. Because I also have, I don't even like calling it anxiety, but it's like I'm so grateful to have options with food. But I felt better juicing because it was, I mean, I did, even with juicing, I was just like, okay, what fruits I'm gonna juice? What I'm gonna do? But then I wanted to keeping it simple after I got down to like day 30. I had a rhythm. So now I'm getting back in the rhythm. I'm not gonna be hard on myself, but I just wanted to share like with someone, in the midst of me transitioning back into eating, being live and raw too, on top of that, not eating my comfort foods. And I don't even plan to eat no comfort food, but I still am looking for comfort in the live and raw foods, making dishes that replicate dishes I ate. Now, the only difference is I'm moving away from calling the dishes what they were. So now if I'm having a conversation with you, I'm not going to be all crazy, be like, oh, girl, don't be calling that around me. No, my goodness, I don't say that. Like, no. I would just basically be like, oh, it makes me think of X, Y, and Z, right? Like, obviously, everybody likes to make fried mushrooms because it replicates the fried chicken texture. I don't have any problem saying that in conversation, but I'm moving away from calling it what it was because, again, I want to detach from the emotion, the trauma, the bond, all of that. I don't want it. I don't want it. Even with anybody who passed away, I don't want that bond of, yeah, so-and-so used to make it like that. Because it was deadly then. And that person didn't know better. And the fact that I know better, I want to do it better. I'm like, you know what? I want to make what so-and-so did, but I want to up it and make it a healthy option. You think your spirit guide moved on and doesn't know better? Like your family person, that person who was in the human body who now has transitioned back to spirit world, think they don't know better? But again, we all have to work on removing the trauma bond with the food because that is where the chronic issues, and I say like this mindset is a chronic thing because it's repetitive. It's something that's keeps coming up, keeps coming back, and it keeps making me pay attention to know that I still have a long journey, which I don't think my journey would stop, right? Until I leave this realm and then graduate to another type of journey. But there's more to healing than just say, hey, I'm vegan. Hey, I'm vegetarian. I'm pescatarian. I'm a herbalist. There's more to it. And the more you tap into it, the more you expose, the more you will see that you have to do, but don't be overwhelmed by it. And I'm talking to myself as well. But the mindset is a beautiful and bittersweet flow of things that's happening. Um, if disclaimer, if you hear anything outside, I'm near my window. But overall, because I want to wrap up, I'm happy that I can see and experience this mindset and not be in denial, right? I'm glad that I can take charge and say what it is. It even makes it different with conversation too. So like because I'm not able to, when somebody is stressed, they'll go to a cigarette or a drink, and I'm using these examples because they're the most popular. So I cannot, even in this space, there is no running from whatever disagreement I have with somebody. I got to sit with it. And again, that's the mindset. So even in this phase, like I want people to know, like even in this phase, any phase, you're going to face challenges. I do not like that people think that when you graduate from eating a certain thing, that these things in your life just stop. It does not. It just gets a little less complicated because now you know how to deal with it, move around it. It's almost like somebody being trained. Here go my analogies. It's almost like somebody being trained. You got the boxer, maybe first couple of fights, they get hit, they get knocked out, but they keep training, and then they come back to fight, and maybe somebody they had a fight with before, they gonna know a little better on how to bob and weave, block, move their feet. They're not gonna be like a duck, right? So it's that same type of energy when you level up with what you are doing with your life. There's going to be challenges, and there's going to be challenges outside of food. That is where I'm at right now. That's why I'm talking about my mindset. And it has not been like you know, Land of Daisies. And oh my God, wow, you guys, you know, granted, after all is said and done, I do feel I am happy like that. But you got to go through your rain to see your rainbow. And that is the message for tonight. You have to go, and I've said this before, you got to go through your rain to see the rainbow. And that's what I'm going through with this transition, live and raw. I plan on, after April, being extremely high raw for the duration of the year. And for me, everybody's got these definitions, you know, whatever they are. High raw could be 85 for somebody, 90 for somebody. For me, it's just going to be having something cooked in one meal. And then there's, you know, other little tit for tats where, you know, these type of communities, people come for people, which is why I don't like labels. You know, you'll have coconut aminos and they say, hey, that's not raw. That was under this pressure. I'm talking about the food. That's it. That's where I'm at. Food only is what I'm talking about. Is where I'll have something cooked and everything else will be live and direct. So cooked mushrooms with some, or maybe something cooked. I don't even know right now. But I'm happy where I'm at in my journey. I hope that this video has helped you out. Please don't stop. Get it. And I'll talk to you soon, okay? Peace.